Hello again, this is Vildra. I am back, and it's been really hectic lately. I've found lots of new games that I just got hooked on, like House Flipper and Grow, and then there was the expansion in Final Fantasy. I managed to catch up on editing on Grow, but now I need to play it more. I have 60 episodes of House Flipper to edit. I have 20 episodes at least of the 100 Baby Challenge, which I started again to edit. And I've put out 30 or 40 Final Fantasy 14 videos lately, but I felt I just want to build a house in Sims. So I Googled. I Googled for English farmhouses, and I found a picture that of a house that I really liked. I could only see the front, so I've made up the rest according to my own ideas. It's it turned out to be a very big house, and I think it has 6 bedrooms, but I'm considering using it myself for the third matriarch in 100 Baby Challenge, maybe, or for the next 100 Baby Challenge. I've furnished it now with there's one big master bedroom with an ensuite, and then there are 2 guest rooms with double beds. There is a toddler room with 2 toddler beds, and a kids' teens room with bunk beds, so 2, and a single. So I would basically only have to convert the 2 guest rooms into kids and toddler rooms, and it would be a great 100 baby house. I actually added laundry in this house. I don't know why, but I've heard that laundry's been fixed again. So I thought, why not? I don't mind laundry in the game. I minded when the machines just didn't work and you had to replace them constantly. And well, but if it works now, then I think it's nice. I struggled a bit with getting the exterior right on this house because there was no wallpaper that really fit. It wasn't. It was a brick house, but it was old, worn, rather orangey brick, and there just isn't any like that. Either it's really, really, really worn, so it basically doesn't look like brick, or it's bright red and looks brand new. So I didn't know quite what to do with it, but I won't keep this wallpaper. I ended up using a stone wallpaper instead. I also had issues with the windows, as always. I use three windows together now, where it's supposed to be one window, and also in the sort of built-out bay window, big thing. Those windows were supposed to look about the same as the other windows, with those things in the middle, whatever they're called. But there weren't any such windows, and the ones that were there, they were too tall. I had to go to medium wall height, and I really don't think this is an old house. I really don't think the ceiling height was that high back in the day. People tend to be shorter the further back in time you go. Also, I had real issues with the landscaping. I used to have better BuildBuy, and then at some update it crashed, and I didn't have time or wanted at that moment to re-download it and reinstall. So I think I have crap left in one of my config files. I don't know which though, but it means that my decoration and the outdoors, the bushes and whatnots, they're cluttered with debug and live edit items. And some of the actual in-game items are gone, and many of the debug items are not there. So I just can't find the stuff I want. I wanted to use the wild rose bushes from the cottage living debug. They weren't there. So I may do with what I've got. Since after finishing this build and the next build I did after that, I actually re-downloaded Better BuildBuy, and now the roses are back. But I also had issues with the wisteria. The picture I saw, the photo, it had loads of ivy on the left side and loads of wisteria on the right side. And I mean loads of wisteria. I sized these up to make the flowers bigger, but it's nothing compared to the real life photo I saw. This looks more green than a lilac colored. It's the opposite in real life. In the photo I saw, it was massive. The branches were hanging out from the house. But I put up as much as I could. But the issue is to make the flowers reasonably big. I size them up, but when you size them up, they clip into the walls, and it's so annoying. And for in the beginning, I thought, well, maybe I can live with it. But as it turns out later, I can't live with it, so I will size them down again and instead put up 1,000,000 of them. What else is there? The Sunroom, it did have those that type of windows that I put in. I'm not sure if there was a door outside, but I put one, and it's always weird trying to do these things, because I mean that door, that is, to me, that's an industrial door. All the doors look so small next to high windows. I wish there was that door that I have in the back there. I wish there was one like that, but taller. But there isn't. Also, I tried to put fireplaces. The fireplace here, where there was a chimney, and another one later on where the other chimney is. They look fairly exactly like in the photo, actually. Struggled a bit with the living room here, because it's hard to pick a style in an old house like this, because obviously it would have been renovated. But I fell for this love seat. I really like it. It's from Get Famous, I think, and it's got such lovely woodwork. Look there from behind the back of the love seat. I just love it. And this time I went for purple. Don't ask me why. I just did. And there were actually armchairs matching. I will swap out these ones for the purple ones shortly and use these ones in another place. And I will also move those. I love those. I love those curtains, or what you call it. The plants growing around the window. I think they're adorable. I will move those away as well and put them in what will become the library. And then I've put on these curtains. Always such an issue. And I saw when editing that I had not snapped the master bedroom curtains correctly, but I want them to snap not on the window frames. Who has curtains on the window frames? You can't open the windows if you do. You want them to snap right above the window, and I've been messing with this. But this, miraculously, it snapped on the bay window, even though the curtains are very much taller. If this had been the top floor, they would have stuck through the ceiling. And I also was very happy that I could old place and float flowers into the bay window. I don't think I've done that before. I just tried it and it worked. This is a huge house, and I decided that the living room should be sort of three parts, and just keep it long. And at the end there, it's sort of a little purple accents, but mostly white. I think it turned out okay. Quite nice. I love those rugs from Dream Home Decorator. And the plants in that kit are so awesome. But some of them are hard to use. Some of them are absolutely great, and I use them everywhere. I put these up as, or one of these up as a divider. I don't know. I thought the TV area should perhaps be a bit divided from the more social sit by the fire area. I don't know why. But I will change the color of the curtains. When I went to playtest and do screenshots, I realized that purple is a totally different purple, and they clash. So I made them white, and also the walls looked really gloomy. I think I will make them white as well. I didn't clutter this house as much as I used to because of the debug clutter in my decoration catalog. For instance, I didn't find the toilet paper. There is no toilet paper anywhere. And I wanted to put some books or a stack of magazines somewhere. I couldn't find them. So it is slightly less cluttered than usual. Maybe that's not a disadvantage. And also it means that if I accidentally find something other than what I'm looking for, I will go place it immediately because I'm never going to find it again. But Better BuildBuy is back now, and the future builds will be better clutter-wise. I love that shelf with a dog leash. There's really not a consistent style in the interior of this house. I don't think I wanted one. I made each room separately, and whatever I felt like. And that's how it is. But I feel that this is a very old house that's been gently renovated, and maybe at different times, different rooms. But well, I decided downstairs would be only the community areas where you socialize. So there's a huge sitting room, living room. There's even a fireplace in the hallway here. There's a separate dining room, and then there's the kitchen with a sort of less formal dining space, and then there's a library. I'm kind of happy with it, especially the kitchen. I love the kitchen because by accident, not by design, really. Usually I just do, and things happen. And as it happened, the kitchen was in like, not an L shape, but it was like 3 nooks. So I got to use all the corner items in the kitchen counters, which I've never had before. And the some of them are really cute. So I used the cottage living kitchen counters, but I used the stove and fridge from the kit, the farm kit, whatever it's called. I kind of like these bookcases. I would like if you could get them with different content. It looks a bit repetitive, but that's how it is. Another fireplace. I like fireplaces. I think there's at least 4 in this house. You need both move objects and entitlement unlocks, because that desk and chair, those are definitely unlocks from different careers. And I will use some armchairs that are also unlocks in a minute here. This library room is really, really big, and once I've put in the furnishings that I knew I wanted, I felt that, gosh, there's a huge empty space here in the middle. It looks so empty. So I decided to put in a grand piano. I'm not sure you want someone to play music in a library, but there it is. Now you can. And I also put in a chess table. Skill building is important, and this house has room for kids, so there are people who need to learn stuff. Before, when I do the preliminary lighting so I can see what to do, I've always used the new smaller discs, but I never want them in themselves. I just want them while I'm furnishing until I put up the lights that I actually want. And the small ones, they're so small, so it's hard to see. It's easy to miss them. Often I keep them and put them on top of the whatever lighting I pick, but I've decided to use the big ones because they stand out, and it's easy to remove them after I found the light that I want. No toilet paper here, I'm sorry folks. I just couldn't find it. This is the downstairs half bathroom, and this was obviously as perfect for a round table dining space, and this is sort of the family dining space, while the one next door is more of a formal thing. Do hope I remember to put in a door or an archway or something. This was a pain because since it has diagonal walls, and those get much wider, but the curtains don't adjust like the windows do. And I struggled a bit thinking, what am I going to do with this? Is there anything I can put it there that I can overlap in some way so it fits? But I just gave up, so I just put a curtain that was slightly too narrow, and that's how it is. I don't have any opening there between the kitchen and the dining room. I do hope I put one in. I think I must have, or I wouldn't be able to go around the house when I did the screenshots. Struggled with, as always, with wallpaper. I will not keep that bat wallpaper, although I kind of like it, but I will change it. And the kitchen, it needed to fit with the rug, because there are this is basically one of 2 possible round rugs that you can use, and I like it best in blue or in green, but there was nothing to match curtain wise if I chose green, so I just made the walls light blue there. And I used white counters and white cupboards. I'll switch these around a little, but then I realized that I have the other corner free as well. I can, for once, I can use all the corner pieces, so I did. And I kind of like how it turned out, because it gives variation to the look of the top cabinets, and it is much needed, I think. I'm fiddling with the wisteria again. It's hopeless. It just clips clips into the dining room. Oh, I haven't done that. Curtains here was difficult. I couldn't find anything. I ended up with the white ones, as always. I really wish there were curtains in all lengths and widths, so you could use all the curtains that are in the game for all the kinds of windows that are in the game, but that's not the case. And I really like that what is called a hutch. Sadly, it is too tall for regular size walls, so I had to size it down, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. I think it looks nice. Kitchen coming together. There will be some clutter items added later on as well when I find stuff. Also still hard to find stuff to put on the walls. There is so much really good CC when it comes to the most difficult things: rugs, curtains, and paintings or wall decorations. Okay, I give up on the wisteria here, I think, and size them all down again. But I looked at the photo I had, and it was the wisteria was massive, and it didn't look green at all. It looked lilac. Huge hanging flowers. The flowers were like 4 times as big as these ones. But I tried to compensate by adding masses of them, but at least they don't clip when you use them regular size. There are some really good ones in the debug catalog as well. There are more shapes than in the regular one. Then to the sunroom, I pictured it as sort of an orangery, lots of flowers and plants, potting tables, and also a sitting area, but I wanted it green. Very green. As green as possible. Lots of good items in that flower kit. I've sped this up so much. This took 8 hours to build and decorate, and I think I was a bit tired at the end. It took all night, so I've sped it up 12 times, I think, which is twice as much as I usually do, but I wanted it to be reasonably short. There will be screenshots at the end as well, so you can see how it turned out. I might have tweaked a few things. No, I think I got it all here. I did some changes after playtesting. When I sent my sim in, I saw, and I came from that perspective, I saw that, hello, those curtains don't match the couches, and there is too much orange here, and too many shades of orange, and things like that. But, and I tweaked a little, but I think I got most of it on camera. It was hard. Usually I was considering putting sort of a barbecue area here, but I thought it's a sunroom. You don't want to have a barbecue out there. It won't be nice. So I put a barbecue in the back instead, in the backyard. This is the top floor, and coming here I realized that it's huge. It is huge. I couldn't make up my mind how to do the floor plan, but I decided there has to be a fairly wide corridor here. That's just how it is. The big room is the master bedroom, and there will be a big bathroom in it, an ensuite. And that this is the family bathroom. No toilet paper. I'm not sure there are towels here even. Sorry. And I didn't put a bin in the kitchen, but there is an outdoors bin, so I don't think you need an indoors bin if you do have one. When I build for within gameplay, I usually use the one that eats your trash and pays you for it. Then you don't need an outdoors bin unless you want it for like gardening, to dispose of dead plants and stuff, or cleaning animal sheds. But yeah, I did not put a bin inside. And also I decided to go with laundry. So I made a laundry room because, hey, there is space. It's very long and narrow, but well, it's laundry. It's not like you're gonna hang out in there. I also put a lot of hampers in there because if you have Sims in every room here, there's going to be a lot of laundry, and you don't want to run around picking it up or having the hampers overflow and people starting throwing dirty clothes everywhere. I will put in later on as well hampers in the bathrooms. I went with counters in both these top floor bathrooms. I think it's kind of nice, and I love that tray with the little accessories and the candle. It's adorable. Found some clutter, need to put it in the kitchen. I love that basket with blankets. I keep forgetting about it. And that clock, it sort of disappeared. You see all those debug items? And I haven't activated debug. It must come from my resources file. Okay, so here's the master bedroom. I love that bed, but the colors are difficult. Now that blue, it's not turquoise, and it's not teal. It's something in between, and there's not much that match it. So I went for close enough. But I think it came together okay. It's sort of a mix between more mid-century, more rustic, more modern, in a sort of eclectic mix and match. But I kind of like that. I usually, if I can, when I do like this, just make something that I want, I end up doing industrial or modern or mid-century. But here this is an old house. I kind of like mixing and matching old and new and modern and more traditional. I don't know. I like it. If you download it and don't like it, you can change it up. There's plenty of space to make your dreams come true. And I love these hanging plants, but they're so big. And those in the corner, I love those. And they come in different leaf colors. It's just awesome. I realized after a bit that I'd maybe gone over the top with those hanging plants, so I think I'll remove all but one. It's hard to see what I'm doing here because I'm jumping back and forth and it's so sped up. But you'll see in the screenshots. But the point of including a Speedbuild at all instead of just a tour, it's sort of, it shows your thought process and your design process. One thing gives another. That couch, that color matches the bed great, but the rugs and the curtains are a little off. But I think it works. I'm kind of sensitive to those things, and it didn't make me nauseous when I took the screenshots. But the curtains next to the armchairs and couches, that made me feel sick, so I had to change that. There must be one black and white or monochrome room. I love that. I've made whole houses monochrome. It's awesome. But it's still possible to find 10 different blacks in the items in the catalog. But well, I like monochrome. It's a nice guest room. I wouldn't mind staying there. White lilies. Nice. And I love those Japanese paintings. Totally off style with the rest, but it works for me. And in this room, I wanted to go green with the Dream Home Decorator curtains. Couldn't find a single bed that matched it. And then I liked the blue. There was no color on the curtain matching that. So I gave up. So I went pinkish purple mauve color, which I like as well. But I've done a room like this in another build. I think it was when I did the Dream Home Decorator Rags to Riches, but not quite as this one. It wasn't a single room, but there are some awesome pieces of furniture in that pack. But well, I tend to go for the same stuff over and over. I don't know. I'm boring. Easel. Always need an easel. This is another guest room, and I really love that bed from Snow Escape. But I couldn't make anything match it. I don't know. I wanted to use that wallpaper, but there just was not anything I could get to match with it. So I gave up. I like this bed. I've used this before in a tiny house built. I really like it, but then I had to change the wallpaper. I won't keep that wallpaper, by the way. I won't keep those night stands either. Here I'm looking at other items from the same pack, and nothing matched. Nothing. Snow Escape to the rescue, and awesome rug from Dream Home Decorator. And that made me want to have grey walls. And finding walls that match any of the grays in the rug was a challenge, to say the least. Not sure I succeeded. Decided to change some floor colors. I stuck to this floor though. It's from Cottage Living. I think it's really nice. We need more floors. Also, you can see there's such a difference between the newer items in the catalog and the older ones. The new ones seem much more detailed, more three-dimensional, and sometimes it makes it hard to match them. But moving windows constantly. This is a green room, the Toddler Room. I kind of always have doing rags to riches in the back of my head. What skills do they need before you can level them up? That rug, I think, is an unlock. It's a reward for something. One of the get famous careers. I don't know which. I've never used it before, but I felt it matched both the wallpaper and the curtains. And it has a bear face on it. I'm not sure that is kid friendly, but that's how it is. I added a potty there since I put in toddler beds. I also really wanted that tent, and I couldn't find it. I had to search by pack, show everything to find it at last. And I put some clouds around it. And those mushroom chairs, they're so adorable. I can't stop myself from using them everywhere. That bear looks angry on the rug. I think it's... I'm putting in a bluffy. I've never used that bluffy before. There's so many colors, and I've never used that table. Maybe once, but not in a gameplay. Okay, so I decided to make a bunk bedroom, and I thought I didn't decide on color at first, but as it turned out, it was going to be a sort of yellow room. Don't remember what triggered that. I couldn't fit two separate loft beds, so it had to be a bunk bed. I think it was the curtains. I thought they were kind of fun. I couldn't really match anything to it. But I don't know. Maybe I should have picked different curtains. I don't know. But that rug and the chair and the beds match at least. And then I started putting in other orange and yellow items. And after a while I felt there's too many shades when I made the walls yellow or orangey yellow or whatever color it is. I felt there were too many shades of stuff. So I decided to make some of the furnishings white. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. Put in a skateboard as well. Because if you have kids and teens, they need to be scouts. It is important. Wall decorations. Forgot to put up some. Going back and fixing things. I found this table also from the flower kit. Never used it before. That is my favorite decor. Was impossible to get it to the right height, but I used it. It clips in. You don't. Let's pretend that those lids at the bottom aren't there. I wanted to use this sideboard, but there was no room. See, look, all these debug items. Found fun thingies from Get Famous, I think. I think I kept the freezer bunny, but I removed the others. Lots of wall space here. Had an idea of making this hallway monochrome until I decided to put up pink curtains. And then I realized I should have double curtains where I had that kind of curtain, and they just would not go where I wanted them to go, snapping in the wrong place constantly. All the curtains snapping in the... I missed correcting the curtains in the master bedroom. They're snapped higher than the window. I don't like it, but I forgot. I didn't see it until I edited the video. And now it's too late. I've already uploaded it to the gallery. I put in a smaller door there because I wanted windows as well, but I gave up on that. But I stuck with a smaller door. No, I kept the windows. That's how it worked out. And I figured there should be a couch and a TV upstairs for the teens and the kids. Sadly, that means that when you come up from downstairs, the first thing you see is the backside of a TV, which is not that nice. Maybe I should have put a divider with flowers or something, or greenery. I didn't know what to do about it. And it needed some more lighting and stuff on the walls and somewhere to sit. It was such a long corridor and huge wall space empty. And no pink items to match, of course. I went to live mode to adjust the color of lights, and I realized the lot was set to off the grid, so I removed that because we need electricity on this lot. It's built on the empty lot in cottage living. I think it's 50 by 40. Fixing up stuff at the back. And I actually, first I put a bench thingy, but I found there's one from Batu that I actually think is nicer. It's got two separate stools instead of the bench. I think that looked a lot nicer. And then I started looking for the roses, and I just can't find the roses. So I use another, I think it's a debug as well, a bush with flowers. I wanted the red roses though, but that is not happening. Going around making sure things don't clip, making paths. I don't use the terrain tool there because I suck at it, so I just use floor tiles since I wanted stone. No roses. I like to put some flowers around the tree trunks, which I also did. I put some wildflowers there eventually, and I sort of framed the back sitting area, backyard sitting area with bushes. A little dirt underneath everything. I thought it needed something there in the front, so I put a small fountain down. But there's plenty of space left if you want to put out a swing or a pool or something. I switched out the mailbox and I'm putting in a bin and hampers in the bathrooms. And then I went to live mode and saw that, oh my god, those curtains do not match, they clash, so I swapped them out. And there are clippings. Well, it's I'm getting close to the screenshots now, so I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will put the link to the gallery where you can download it downstairs below, I meant. Bye.
Get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright, they look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? You're all I need. Can I take you there? Can I take you there? Keep telling me it's alright. How could I be so blind? I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright, they look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? You're all I need. Can I take you there? Can I take you there? Take you there.